Seeds don't bloom instantly. Rino and the Gift of Time. On a bright morning, Rino wore his favorite orange and blue shirt to the garden. He carefully dug a small hole and tucked a round seed into the soft earth. "Grow quickly, little seed," he whispered, believing a beautiful tree would soon appear. A few days later, Leo the lion arrived with a bottle of magic growth spray. He sprayed his pot until a bright green sprout suddenly popped out of the dirt. Watching his own empty patch of land, Rino felt a small wave of anxiety. Zaza the zebra used instant fertilizer to make her plant grow as tall as she was. By the afternoon, her plant was already covered in large, bright red flowers. Rino looked at his flat ground and wondered, "Did I plant my seed the wrong way?" Rino guarded his soil every day, watering it and pulling every tiny weed away. While the other animals played under leafy branches, his garden remained silent. He worried the seed was sleeping or sick, and anxiety gnawed at his heart. Finally, Rino grabbed a shovel, wanting to dig up the dirt to see what was wrong. Just as the blade touched the ground, he hesitated and stopped his trembling hand. He desperately wanted to know what was happening beneath the dark, mysterious soil. Deep underground, the seed wasn't sleeping. It was busy stretching out its white roots. It gripped the earth tightly, spreading its foundation further and wider than anyone could see. While Rino sat quietly above, his little seed was growing strong and sturdy in the dark. Suddenly, dark clouds gathered, and a terrible rainstorm swept across the garden. Rino held up a small umbrella, not to keep himself dry, but to protect the patch of earth. "Hold on, little seed!" he shouted over the howling wind and the crashing rain. After the storm, the garden was a mess. Leo's sprout was snapped, and Zaza's plant had fallen. They cried over their withered flowers, realizing that things grown too fast are often fragile. Without deep roots to hold them, they could not survive the weight of the storm. When the sun returned, a sturdy patch of bright green poked through Rino's soil. It was a small sapling with a thick stem and leaves that shimmered with health. It stood tall against the wind because its roots had found great strength in the silence. In time, Rino's tree grew tall and bloomed with fragrant, pale purple flowers. He sat in the shade, finally understanding that every life has its own special rhythm. By living gently with time, we find that the most beautiful things are worth the wait.